Snapchat is in trouble, and I'm going to tell you why. Joel Comm here in Denver, Colorado, in my home office, and I gotta say, when I first heard about Snapchat a couple years ago, I wasn't a huge fan because I had heard that Snapchat was for kids and, well, perverts. Turns out when Snapchat added stories, the kids didn't go away, and I suppose some of the perverts didn't either. But Snapchat stories opened up whole new avenues for us to create and share content. It took two of my friends, Brian Fanzo at iSocialFans and Ted Rubin, to finally encourage me to use Snapchat. And so in November of 2015, I jumped in. I said, okay, I'll give it a try. You know what happened next? I fell in love. I did. I loved Snapchat. There was just something about it that brought out the creator in me. The tools that Snapchat provided with stills, with video, with the ability to art up your snaps by drawing on them, by adding emojis, and of course later Bitmojis, by using lenses and filters. It really brought out the part of me that was like a little kid being handed his father's movie camera and told, go create. And some of you will remember, for example, when I started doing stories, and I was doing them on a regular basis, and I was creating short films, many of them some of them which I've saved to my YouTube channel, and many of them which are gone forever. I think I've got them saved on my phone or somewhere in the cloud. But something happened along the way. And what I want to share with you are some of the reasons that I am no longer bullish on Snapchat. Okay. And this doesn't mean that Snapchat is going to go away. I think a combination of the reasons I'm going to share with you and some of the predictions of what's going to happen are the reasons that I think Snapchat is in trouble, in spite of an IPO that is overhyped and undoubtedly going to make the founders of Snapchat a lot of money. So, the first problem is that Snapchat is the most spam encouraging network that is out there. I'm not saying Twitter doesn't encourage spam. Our DM boxes get littered with stuff. I'm not saying LinkedIn doesn't encourage spam. It does. But Snapchat, if you're not friends with somebody, and if you have your settings, let's go to my settings right here, and we're going to go to Manage Preferences. If you change your what is this? Is this permissions here? No, hang on. It's the who can contact me. Here we go. If you change the who can contact me to everyone, then be prepared for all kinds of Snap spam. It's horrible, especially when you get a bunch of people following you. The amount of spam that I was getting on Snapchat before I changed my setting back to my friends was redonkulous. And this is the type of spam I'm talking about. When people don't know the difference between a public story and a private snap. If you're going to share the food that you're eating, unless you want to share it specifically with me or a couple of others because we're tight and I want to know what you're eating, that's for your public story. It's not for a private snap. If you are trying to game the system because you want to get an increased snap score. Look at my snap score. It is 21,280. And you know what that means? It means absolutely nothing. Snap score is irrelevant. It's an irrelevant metric that merely means how many snaps you've sent and been sent to you. It doesn't mean anything, but people will snap and want you to snap back just to increase their incredibly irrelevant snap score. Or you might get snap spam that says streaks. Well, what are streaks? Streaks are days in a row that you and somebody else snap back and forth. Now, that's all well and good if I'm getting a streak with a friend, somebody I know, and we're actually playing the game. But what's the point of spamming me to streak with you when I don't even know who you are? Odds are, not going to go streaking with you. Or how about this one? You want to tell everybody on your Snapchat list, everybody you can possibly connect with, that you have a Snap story. Well, no kidding. If you have a Snap story, I can go and look at it. You don't need to snap me privately to tell me unless it concerns me. I know where to find you. You're going to be right here under stories. Look at all the stories right there. All I got to do is go through them and I can click on a story and find them. By the way, all the people with hearts in front of their names, I don't love them all. I don't know them all, but they're people that ask to be notified personally when I have something that I want to point out. So it's permission to snap privately. So Snap spam is a major problem, and in one of the issues that I have with Snapchat. Another issue I have is that you cannot link to a website with Snapchat. There's nowhere in my Snap that I can link out to a site. So that's problematic, and I think they've got to change that if they really want to bring in the sponsors. Another problem that I have with Snapchat is I like the spectacles. I do. I think it's a cool piece of technology, but let's just face it, they look stupid. They just do. Now, they do look a little cooler if you have the native lenses in them, which are the sunglass lenses. But if you're wearing the sunglass lenses, you can't use them indoors. So I had prescription lenses put in so that I could use them indoors. They will also shade, they'll tint if I go outside. But what's the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is that inside they look super dorky. Now, Snapchat is finally releasing the spectacles so that you can go to spectacles.com and order them. And I think that there still is hope for them if Snapchat implements live. They have to go live soon. The competition between Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter is all about eyeballs per minute and how many people they can get watching for the longest period of time. So they have to go live, and the next iteration of Spectacles should allow you to go live to the world hands-free. I think that's going to be a real plus for Snapchat, but as of now, it's just a cool piece of tech that looks really dorky. Now, here is one of the biggest reasons that I'm not snapping like I used to. It is the crushing pressure to create content. Now look, there's some people out there, Shauna Yalla, for example, Ginny Can Breathe. Snapchat is their jam. That's where they create their content, and they do a great job of it. They have owned the platform, and they get a lot of views on it. It was a lot of work for me to build up to about 2,000 views per snap, and then Snapchat ended the autoplay, and I just felt the pressure to create content when there's so many other things that I want to be doing. I realized that I will never be a Snapchat star. I won't. Never going to be a Snapchat star. And by focusing on other things, I lost interest in creating content for Snapchat. So the crush of pressure to create content is huge, especially if you have other things to do. If Snapchat was all I did, I'd be creating interesting content all the time. But I have other things going on as well, which leads me to the biggest problem that Snapchat has, and that is competition. And not just any competition from the big dogs. Woof, woof. For example, we now have Instagram and Instagram stories, which I've noticed when I scroll across the top here that more of my friends that I'm connected to on Instagram are showing up on Instagram stories than on Snapchat. People that I know are leaving Snapchat. So there's a lot of stories there. And of course, it's very easy for me to add to my story. Let's go ahead and do it right now. I'm on Periscope right now talking about why Snapchat is in trouble. You can go check it out at twitter.com/JoelComm. Find it. I know you can. I believe in you. So I'm on Periscope right now to my story. Talking about why Snapchat added to the story. Simple. And Instagram's numbers are taking off real fast. Now, who owns Instagram? That's right, Facebook. Instagram has 600 million users and Stories is taking off fast. This is problematic for Snapchat. Remember, Snapchat started with a very young audience, and it's going to be able to keep that audience, but for how long? Those kids are going to grow up. Will they outgrow it and move to Insta? Well, what else is a problem for Snapchat? How about this little app called WhatsApp? How little? Well, 1.2 billion people around the world use WhatsApp as a primary communication device. And as of recently, they now have WhatsApp status. And this is the first time I've used it right here. This is the first time I've ever used status. I don't know what to expect. I'm going to tap my status. It looks like I can pull pictures in. It looks like I can reverse the camera and hold for a video, tap for photo. This is my first time using WhatsApp status. Looks a lot like Instagram Stories and Snapchat. What do you think? Okay, so I've got that in there. And what can I do with it? I'm assuming I can play it. Yes, I can. Why is it not playing? Did I break it? I think I might have broken WhatsApp. I broke WhatsApp. Let's try it again. Cancel that one. I am using WhatsApp status for the first time. So WhatsApp, yo. Looks like Instagram Stories and Snapchat. All right, maybe it's got to upload it. So what can I do here? Well, I can do an emoji. Okay, so there's nothing new there. Let's put the emoji right there. I can write text. First time on WhatsApp status. And let's see, we'll save that. Let's move it right down here like that. And looks like I can crop, I can write on it, I can do a squiggle. I think I need a squiggle right here like that. And now I'm going to, and I can add a caption. I'm just going to save it and I'm going to send it to my contacts. It's preparing and sending it, and there it goes. So now 1.2 billion people have access to Snapchat-like functionality through WhatsApp status. Who owns WhatsApp? Anybody know? Show of hands. Anyone? Bueller? Facebook owns WhatsApp. Remember, Snapchat has about 160 million users. WhatsApp, 1.2 billion. Instagram, 600 million. And how many people are on Facebook? 1.9 billion. Facebook has this little app called Messenger that over a billion, I think it's 1.2 billion are on. And if we opened up Messenger, come on Messenger, open. Down at the bottom, I can tap, and now I can create snaps in Messenger with these cool little filters. Oh, look, it's Mardi Gras. Very Snapchatty, Snapchat-ish. Okay, how do I turn them off? So look at all those. What else we got here? We got pictures. And wait, go back. We have a palette. So I can do colors, and I can change the colors on that palette. I can do emojis or stickers. I can write stuff. And right now, it's Pancake Day. Did you know that? Holy cow, it's Pancake Day! I like pancakes. Cow, it's Pancake Day! I like pancakes. And I can send that to somebody. Okay? Cow, it's... All right, shut up, Joel. Shut up. Discard changes. I don't know who to send that to. So, that brings us full circle. And here's what can happen. Right now, Facebook Messenger lets you send these embellished private snaps. We're calling them all snaps. Just like we call all tissues Kleenex or puffs. We're calling all snap-like things snaps. Right now in Facebook Messenger, you can send those snaps to individuals or groups. But here's what's going to happen. Pretty soon, you will be able to add your Facebook Messenger snaps to a story, and you'll be able to make that story public to your Facebook feed. They haven't announced this. It's coming. It has to. Now, why in the world would we use Snapchat? There's only one good reason. Because Facebook also has face filters through Masquerade. There's only one good reason, and that is geo-filters. The ability to geo-target people with your filter at a place and time that they will use. So tell me that Mark Zuckerberg isn't aware of that, and that Facebook isn't looking at how they can sell geo-filters inside Instagram stories, inside WhatsApp, inside Facebook Messenger. It's coming. It's going to happen. I think for all the reasons that I've shared with you, Snapchat is in trouble. I think they're going to have a huge war chest to work with, but they're going to need to use it for acquisition in a big way. Because if the 1.2 billion people that are on WhatsApp, the 600 million people that are on Instagram, and the 1.2 billion people that are on Messenger, a lot of overlap in there, are getting to reach their audience and connect with people that they know, like, and trust already, why would they go to Snapchat to do it? There's no compelling reason apart from geolocation. And so I think that Facebook is smart. Mark Zuckerberg wants to take over the world. If we jump ahead 10 years, they own just about everything, and there's other players that are doing okay, but Facebook is clearly the winner in the social media wars. This is why I think Snapchat is in trouble. All of the reasons I shared with you, which I will recap, are reasons that I am not snapping like I used to. Nowhere used to where I was snapping like I used to. I'm so sorry, Snappy. Aw. He's so sad now. Here are the reasons. One, way too much spam on Snapchat. People don't know how to use the platform. They don't know the difference between public and private, and they don't know how to not message people that they don't even know because they want to game the system. Number two, you can't link on Snapchat. I'm sorry. We want there to be links. No, there's no links yet. Why are there no links? Three, this is a cool piece of tech, but I just look like a freaking idiot with them on. I do. Everybody looks funny at me. They looked funny at me before. Now they really look funny at me. Number four, the pressure to create content is crushing. It's so hard to do because if you're going to grow your Snapchat following, you always got to be on. People are moving to Instagram stories. Now we have WhatsApp status, which is basically the same concept, and pretty soon Messenger will have stories as well. You might have heard it here first. You might have heard it here second. You might have thought of it yourself, but it's going to happen, and it's why I think Snapchat is in trouble. If you enjoyed watching today, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yep, right. It's like there. So see the subscribe pillow? It's calling you. It's telling you, subscribify. Do it.